And you read about history. I tell you about well, I started to project about where we saw each other all the time. The knowledge. So this time now it's working at oh, where? Here. I don't have a chart. But I can give you my email and WhatsApp number. Yeah. On my. Also, I will be moving to this description. I will yeah, but sometimes I go back and up some, but sometimes. Yeah.
Oh, yes, actually. No, that was.
Oh man, that is my.
Hello. Okay, thank you. Yeah. I just feel for okay, so we're expecting the so we're expecting the so no one's not like it. Wait. Okay, there's music. Sákárà, ibẹ̀ yẹn. What's up? Okay, no one did like your stage. No, they want it. That's for stage. Let's make it happen. Anthony, can we shift this thing a bit? What? This one, can we shift a bit? I thought they will sit down. When we keep this one, I feel like I'm just saying. It's like if he. No, I can't shift anything anymore. I'm just trying to zoom out to see that if they stay there, what I all right, go on. If I demand the work out, over 2 minutes. See, check. That you cannot see. So, Ẹni tó lè jókòó máa jí ká. Ẹni tó fẹ́ kọ́ nílé jókòó lọ́wọ́ wá sí báyìí. Ẹ jọ̀wọ́ bí ẹ bá a jókòó lọ táàbù. Gbogbo kámẹ́rà yẹn bó bá máa. Kámi ẹgbẹ́ yàrá kò yẹ kó jókòó síbẹ̀ ẹ má kọ́ jókòó ẹ tó wà mẹ́rin kó kọ́ jókòó. Ẹ tó wà mẹ́rin kó kọ́ wọlé. Láti ní bí ẹni wọlé lè bá hàn nínú kámẹ́rà ní àti tíráì. Ta ló máa jókòó síbẹ̀ yẹn? Ẹ̀jẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ kò lọ́nà kẹ́ni ẹ kọ́kọ́ wọlé. No, kámẹ́rà ò ní kíkẹ́. Wọ́n méjì lè jókòó síwájú. Come on, they talk about it. Okay. Because they might talk about it about one thing that will distract you, and you're right. No, we don't want that to do. Online or come out. I'm come, let me see. I can go to mobile. I don't want to sit down. Okay, yeah, okay. We are coming to articulate. For what? Content is everybody. Everybody here. Mustafa Rufai. Everybody that's sending this. Please check your email.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Please check your email. You have email. You have an email.
Okay. I will check now.
Hey, Dr. Rufai, check email. On said that. I'm going to remind you.
The latest email this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, it's all right. Dr. Naika is speaking, please. Okay.
No, okay.
Is it individualized?
No, but reason why is that if you join from that link, you join as a panelist. But if you join from any generic link, you join as just one of the participants. And there's no sense by around, yes. It's in now. It's individualized. If you join through another person, you join another person. Yes, you may proceed if they are ready, sir.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ogunaya. I welcome everyone to this panel titled Sákárà Music Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow. This is the part 2 of our panel, and I have with me this morning Dr. Fadipe Israel and Dr. Bakene, and online we have the presenter by the name Shegun Onoyinka and Mustafa Olalekan by permit me to call on Dr. Fadipe to make this presentation. Dr. Fadipe.
Good morning, everybody. Well, the topic of my presentation is preserving identity memories through storytelling and iconographic music styles in Yoruba Sákárà genre. I want to believe for those of us that do listen to Sákárà music, it could be from Yusuf Olatunji, Habib Olua, or Salami Lekti, and any other Sákárà musicians of yesteryears. I want to believe that anytime, though some of these people's works are still there, but anytime we listen to them or any of their music, it brings back a lot of memories. Memories about sometimes our identity as fans who do listen to this music. Or it could be memories about some past events that the music, the Sákárà music reminds us of. Now, I have usually, whenever I listen to Yoruba indigenous music genres like Sákárà, I myself usually have that kind of memories. So this is what leads me to conduct a study to establish the reasons why we usually recall some memories when we listen to Sákárà music. Me, personally, I like to listen to Yusuf Olatunji, Babalegba, maybe because this is one of the Yoruba musicians that my father usually played. Of course, it's easy to pick up one or two things there. Then we ask ourselves, as people that listen to Sákárà music, what kind of memories does Sákárà music evoke in us, and why? So that is the crux of my study. So what did I do? I now look at it from two perspectives. The first one is from symbolic interactionism perspective, and at the same time from narrative perspective. Now let me explain what symbolic interactionalist perspective is all about. This describes how people create shared meaning through interaction with one another, and while narrative theory shows how stories are used to make sense of the world, to shape people's perceptions, emotions, and cognitions. So these are the two viewpoints that I want to use to explain why Sákárà music, for those of us, àwa tá máa ń gbọ́ orin Sákárà, kí ló dé tó pé nígbà tá a bá gbọ́, a máa rántí àwọn nǹkan kan. Kí ló dé tó pé tá a bá ń play Sákárà, especially àwa tó pé being that I usually listen to Yusuf Olatunji, tó mọ̀ okay o, ẹ jẹ́ kí wọ́n wo àwọn orin tí bàbá kọ, so òun ni mo lò láti fi ṣe àtúpalẹ̀, láti mọ ìdí tí a ṣe máa ń. So now I look at gbogbo alamọ̀ pé bàbá kí wọ́n tó kú, wọ́n release ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ albums, àbí? That's like the 43 albums or more than that, because sometimes nítorí pé àti ìṣe ìwádìí tó, a ò mọ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan la àti ìmọ̀. Yes, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan la àti ìmọ̀, but àwọn eléyìí tí wọ́n report tí a ń kà, òun ni mo sọ yẹn. So one, I did content analysis of some of these albums, because nígbà míì nítorí pé pọ̀, a máa láti jókòó gbọ́ orin bàbá, mi ò lè ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ tán, but àwọn tí mo ṣe, àwọn volume yẹn, unfortunately I cannot project it because bá rí. So èyàn ẹni èkejì, mo wá àwọn tí ó máa ń gbọ́ orin Sákárà lọ. That is, I went to meet those people who listen to Sákárà láti béèrè àwọn ìbéèrè kan lọ́wọ́ wọn, àwọn ìbéèrè tó relate mọ́ kí ni ìdí tó yẹ pé despite the fact that pé àwọn orin tí wọ́n ti ṣe sílẹ̀ látọ̀dọ̀ bàbá wa olóògbé Yusuf Ọlátúnjí, tí àwọn èèyàn bá ń gbọ́, ó máa ń mú wọn rántí àwọn nǹkan. That is, these songs, when people listen to them, I'm talking about the fans, it makes them to remember things. So mo bèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn náà, although àwọn tí mo bèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ náà ò pọ̀, because the time frame. So mo ṣì hope láti wá àwọn èèyàn láti bèrè sí, so that at the end of the day, gbogbo submissions wọn máa lè arrive at conclusion kí ni effect orin yẹn nínú ayé wọn. So now, when I did the content analysis of some of selected songs and albums, I arrived at there are certain things, contents that Yusuf Olatunji usually laid emphasis on whenever he sings about things. The first one, nǹkan tí mo try láti sọ ni pé nígbà tí mo ṣe àtúpalẹ̀ àwọn orin tí mo wò, mo rí pé àwọn nǹkan bíi méje kan wà tó yẹ pé mo notice tó yẹ pé ó jẹyọ léraléra nínú àwọn orin yẹn. The first one, òun ni pé Yusuf Olatunji usually talks about Yoruba religious beliefs, especially Islam, Christianity, and African traditional religions. That is, àwọn bàbá máa ń sọ nípa àwọn ẹ̀sìn tó wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá dáadáa. Islam, Christianity àti àwọn ẹ̀sìn abínibí, wọ́n máa ń sọ dáadáa. Nínú èyí náà ló máa ti ń fa àwọn Yorùbá culture jáde, the Yorùbá traditions. So, and wọ́n máa ń sọ àwọn kìíní láti fi maintain some kind of religious harmony among the Yorùbás. So, then láti fi a máa sọ pé wàásù fún àwọn èèyàn nípa some Yorùbá ọmọlúwàbí and so on and so forth. Wọ́n máa ń fi ṣe wàásù tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn ẹ̀sìn yẹn láti fi sọ bí tọkọtaya tó gbọ́dọ̀ máa gbé pọ̀, bí ọ̀rẹ́ sọ̀rẹ́ gbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣe pọ̀. So gbogbo àwọn nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ẹ ṣeun. So inú àwọn orin wọn like volume 22, volume 21, volume 22A, volume 21B, volume 23A, volume 24, volume 26, then volume 16B. Àwọn nǹkan nípa Yoruba religious beliefs like Islam, Christianity na àwọn yẹn wọ́n mention wọn síbẹ̀. Then nǹkan kejì tí bàbá tó máa ń sọ̀rọ̀, that is another like something or major thing that Yusuf Olatunji talks about or he uses in his songs has to do with àwọn ẹgbẹ́. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti mọ̀ pé nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹgbẹ́ ṣe pàtàkì. Wọ́n máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹgbẹ́, ó lè jẹ́ social clubs or religious clubs, òun ni ẹgbẹ́. So àwọn ẹgbẹ́ bíi Ìfẹ́lódùn club, ẹgbẹ́ Ajígbọ́tolúwa Ìbàdàn. And ìkọ́kọ́ mo fẹ́ kí a mọ̀ wípé tó bá ń dárúkọ àwọn ẹgbẹ́ yìí, wọ́n máa ń fi nílẹ̀ Yorùbá àwọn ìlú tí wọ́n wà sí, wọ́n máa ń fi sí. Àlàáfíà Boys ní Mushin, 40 member, ẹgbẹ́ Onífàájì Èkó, that is volume 14B. Ẹgbẹ́ Ìlú Péjú, volume 17A. Ẹgbẹ́ Ajíṣafẹ́ Òṣogbo Òròkì, volume 22A. Fàṣàsí Olówó Bùzọ̀ Ìkòròdú, 23A. Ibi tó ti kí olóògbé ọba wa ní Ẹ̀gbáland, Lípẹ̀dé Fọlọ́runṣọ́, volume 23A. Then ó dà pé ẹgbẹ́ Làtílá Súnbọ̀, volume Ìjẹ̀bú Òde, volume 24A. So yàtọ̀ sí kí bàbá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa religious beliefs tó exist nílẹ̀ Yorùbá àti àwọn ẹgbẹ́, bàbá tún máa ń ṣe àpọ́nlé àwọn Yorùbá kings, chiefs, àwọn olóyè àti àwọn royalties gbogbo yẹn wà nínú volume 16 mi ò lè because torí time mi volume 14 volume 17 volume 15 then bàbá máa ń kí àwọn aláfẹ̀yìntì wọn àwọn tí a mọ̀ sí patrons and matrons although àwọn náà máa ń jẹyọ nínú nígbà tí bàbá bá ń kí àwọn ẹgbẹ́ so then bàbá náà Oman mentioned, and I mean, he mentions Yoruba cities, kingdoms, and towns because all are very, very important. For example, ibi tí bàbá ti kí tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ nípa volume 17b tó ti kí àwọn ọba Èkó nígbà tó ń kí Ẹṣinlókun. Yeah, Ẹṣinlókun. Bàbá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn ọba Èkó. Àwọn ọba tó di jẹ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ títí tó fi kan okay ó dàbí pé mi ò rántí yẹn so then bàbá tún máa mention àwọn Yorùbá political actors and social actors Jimoh Odùmọ̀ṣù Kọ́láwọlé Lẹ́pẹ́ JKOT àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ then bàbá náà tún máa mention àwọn notable Yoruba festivals like eléyìí tí wọ́n ṣe kọjá ní oṣù yìí ní Ìjẹ̀bú Òde Ojúde. So what is there is that, like I said earlier, I didn't contextualize all the albums, all the songs. So there may be more tí bàbá tí wọ́n ti sọ nípa ẹ̀. So these are the major things that I've discovered that help people to remember. They serve as some kind of memories energizer when it comes to Sákárà music. Àwọn nǹkan tí bàbá máa ń dárúkọ lélẹ́yìí tí ó jẹ́ pé nígbà tá a bá ń gbọ́ a máa rántí bó jẹ́ àwọn ìtàn tó ti ṣojú wa tí ó ti ṣojú wa ilé ìtàn ti sọ fún wa because èmi gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹnìkan nígbà tí àwọn dáàdì àtàwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wọn tó bá ń play ẹ̀ bí wọ́n ṣe fàájì wọ́n máa sọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo tí bàbá ń sọ that is whatever thing bàbá is saying they will be giving context meanings wọ́n máa ṣe àtúpalẹ̀ and from there èèyàn learn. So these are the things that I have come to realize help people to remember, to give memories while listening to Sákárà music. Well, most of the people, I interview one or two Sákárà fans. These are the things that they say. His music make me feel nostalgic, joyful, reflective, and at the same time, melancholic. It reminds me of a time when life felt simpler. These stories were not just entertainment. They carry deep cultural meaning, often connecting individuals to their lineage, achievements, and community identities. His lyrics were rich with imagery of traditional life, market scenes, royal courts, village festivals, and so on and so forth. So we realize that some of the comments of the interviewees align with the content analysis that I did with regards to Yusuf Olatunji's music vis-a-vis creation of identities and memories. Please, let me stop here because of time. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fadipe, for that presentation. Before we proceed, I'd like to announce the presence of a Sákárà band here. As we go on, they will entertain us, if not, maybe for like 5 minutes. You are welcome, sir. Let me go to the next presenter, Dr. Bakene. Dr. Bakene is of Dr. Bakene is of Ghent University.
You have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So you also permit me to code mix. I would have loved to present this in pure Yoruba language because before we commence this discussion, sarcastically, I was asking that what is the English name for Sákárà?
Okay.
Just go down. No, down. You'll see the PowerPoint color. See LSC. Have you seen it? That's the one. Back in LSC presentation Sákárà. Yeah. So I was asking sarcastically that what is the English name for Sákárà? And Mr. Chairman, Doctor, he now said Sákárà is Sákárà. And I think that is where we have got some of our where the problem of indigenous language started from. So you permit me to code mix. I would have loved to speak purely in Yoruba, if time permits. So I'm trying to look at the cross-cultural influences in Abiboluwa's Sákárà music, the fusion of Yoruba and Islamic tradition. Mo fẹ́ ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò àwọn àṣà àti orin ẹ̀sìn Mùsùlùmí tó jẹyọ nínú àwọn orin Abiboluwa. Iṣẹ́ ìwádìí jẹ́ kó yé wa wípé kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ sí àkọọ́lẹ̀ púpọ̀ lórí iye àwo orin tí bàbá yìí gbé jáde. Lára àwọn tí mò ń gbìyànjú àti ṣẹ́ lé lórí rẹ̀, ó ṣe ní láàánú pé kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ sí àkọọ́lẹ̀ rẹpẹtẹ lé lórí. Bọ̀ kí ló ń jẹ́ Sákárà? According to Gunaike 2022, Sákárà is a genre rooted in the traditional musical heritage of the Yoruba people of southwest Nigeria. As the name implies, Sákárà is a Yoruba name, is a Yoruba music, Yoruba genre, and definitely you cannot detach it from the Yoruba people of southwest Nigeria. And it stands as a compelling example of how indigenous and foreign cultural influences can coalesce into a unique form of artistic expression. According to Mustafa 1975, Ojo and 1978, they said Sákárà is a praise song, orin tí wọ́n máa fi ń kí èèyàn tó máa jẹ́ kó rí èèyàn wú. Àtúnjó sí Sákárà bákan náà. Èyí tó túmọ̀ sí pé àwọn onímọ̀ wọ́n ṣe iṣẹ́ ìwádìí lórí báwo ni Sákárà ṣe jẹyọ, níbo ló ti ń bọ̀. What is the antecedent of Sákárà? Some say it's an oral tradition that's attributed to somebody, migrant from Bida, in Nupe town in Niger, present Niger state of Nigeria. It's an Islamic proselytization in Yoruba land, according to Delano and Euba, 1971 and 1973, respectively. And he said when the Sákárà was traveling from this part of the country, the style diffused to Ibadan, some 19 miles north of Lagos, sometime between 1914 and 1925, according to Euba, 1971. And another school of thought, that is Waterman, says Sákárà was being performed by a part-time laborer named Bello Tapa. Ẹnìkan tí wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ bí ó ń fi iṣẹ́ yẹn ṣe bí part-time, kákan mú lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan, ó díṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe tó pọ̀. Wọ́n ní nínú pé lòun náà ti ń bọ̀ ní ọdún 1916. Bọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ó wá dé Abẹ́òkúta, ó balẹ̀ gùdẹ̀ sí ìlú Abẹ́òkúta. And this is an important center for both Islamic and Christian proselytization, according to Westerman. Abiboluwa, orin ẹ̀, only between 1920 and 1930s ní ogún ẹ̀ búyọ dáadáa tó fi iṣẹ́ orin yìí ṣiṣẹ́ ṣe dáadáa. And is categorized as one of the pioneers of Sákárà, who holds a particularly significant place for his innovative incorporation of Islamic themes and aesthetics into a distinctly Yoruba musical structure. Ó fẹ́ẹ̀ má sí pé orin tí wọ́n ń kọ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá lásìkò yìí tí ó yẹ pé kì í ṣe pé nínú Sákárà, àpàlà àti kání Sákárà àti àpàlà ni wọ́n ti mú gbogbo wọn ti mú orin jáde lónìí. Even wàá pa àwọn tí wọ́n ń kọrin Súfè ń tàka tá a mọ̀ lónìí. Tí ẹ bá wo ìpìlẹ̀ orin wọn, ẹ fẹ́ rí pé orin sákárà, àpàlà, pàápàá nínú fújì, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tí mo dà ti wákà ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn tí wọ́n tún wá ń pòpọ̀ tó sódò orin ìgbàlódé táwọn èèyàn ń jó sí lónìí. Eléyìí tó túmọ̀ sí wípé kò sí báyìí fẹ́ sọ ìtàn sákárà, ìtàn àwọn orin tí wọ́n ń kọ lónìí tí a ní padà síbi tí sákárà ti ń bọ̀. So Olaniyan 2014 says, as an early Sákárà performer, Abibu Oluwa did not only utilize traditional Yoruba instruments like Sákárà drum, but also infused his music with Islamic devotional themes, Arabic phrases, and spiritual motifs reflective of Muslim worldview and practice. Most Sákárà and even most Sákárà, Akpala, and Fuji musicians are predominantly Muslims, if you look at the history. Nítorí ibi tí ìtàn yẹn ti ń bọ̀, tí wọ́n fi ń jí wéré láti bẹ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀. Bóyá Kìrìsìtẹ́nì tó bá kọrú òun níwọ̀n yóò ṣàṣàwọ̀ ni. Bóyá yóò ṣàṣàwọ̀ kó ní ẹnìkan tó yẹ kí Mùsùlùmí nù ẹbí ẹ̀. I stand to be corrected. So Oluwa's song contain references to Islamic festivals, religious leaders, moral teachings drawn from Quran, yet to retain the structural and performative elements of indigenous Yoruba musical aesthetics. Kí ni Sákárà gangan tá à ń pariwo yìí? Kí ni wọ́n gbé dání yìí? A lot of things have been said about this. A lot of definitions came from this. Olaniyan says Sákárà has tripartite functions. Ipa mẹ́ta, ìtumọ̀ mẹ́ta, wọ́n ní Sákárà pín sí. And thank God that we have Sákárà musicians here who may discontent us or agree with us. Wọ́n ní ohun èlò orin ní Sákárà jẹ́ ohun èlò orin. Ó pẹ̀lú ìkan lára àwọn ohun èlò orin tí wọ́n ń kọ. Wọ́n ti sọ pé musical genre pé orin fúnra rẹ̀ tún ní Sákárà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan. Sákárà tún jẹ́ ijó. Yàtọ̀ nípa yín máa ń gbé ẹsẹ̀ Sákárà tí wọ́n bá ń jó. Ó ń jó sí Sákárà. Ó ń kọ orin Sákárà. Irinṣẹ́ orin tún ní Sákárà. Mẹ́ta ló pín sí gẹ́gẹ́ bí Olaniyan ṣe sọ. Euba suggests that Sákárà might be derived from an Arabic word. Ó fẹ́ jẹ́ pé kò sí orin Sákárà tẹ́ máa gbọ́ wọ́n á kọ orin Kùránù jáde níbẹ̀ wọ́n á kọ orin ẹ̀sìn oftentimes because of the antecedent of Sákárà. And Sákárà, which is also referred to as orisha kọ́tù ẹ̀rọ tí wọ́n fi ṣe bí orí apẹ àbí ṣàpẹ ni wọ́n ń pè, a circular single-headed peg fastened frame made of clay. Kí la ti ń pè clay? Amọ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn kan sọ pé ó lójú amọ̀ tí wọ́n fi ń ṣe Sákárà kì í ṣe amọ̀ dákun máa bù lẹ́yìn kùlé níbì kan. Bí ìrẹ́ kò máa túpẹ́ ni. So the typical Sákárà group of 1920s consisted male performance led by a praise singer who played a plucked 2 or 3 string lute called molo. Ẹni ọkùnrin pa ló ń sábà kọ Sákárà jù, òun ló máa jẹ́ ọ̀gá olórin. According to a legation author Isaac Delano, ó ṣe àtúpalẹ̀ kí ni Sákárà jẹ́ gangan nínú ìwé kan tó ṣe iṣẹ́ kan tó ṣe ní ọdún 1973. And it says, and I quote, "The drum is a major instrument in Sákárà music, the diameter of which is not more than 9 inches. The opposite sides is open, and a variety of tunes is obtained by pressing the face of the leather with a left hand fingers while beating the drum with the right." Ẹ má bínú ọwọ́ sì lè mí lò, so ebi mi ṣe lè dúre. Ṣùgbọ́n ní ọwọ́ àrẹ́gbẹ́ síbi ẹ wá máa fi ẹ̀tẹ̀, ẹ máa fi gọ̀ǹgọ̀ lù. Other important instruments are calabash, igba, used to face downwards. Ṣé ti ní nǹkan tá à ń sọ? Ṣé ní pé ọmọwé tá à ń kó tí kò parọ́? Ẹ bá wà lóye lè rẹ́ fi and beating with the hands. And various tones are obtained by constant opening and closing as required. In the band also are 3 calabashes and 3 beaters. Èèyàn mẹ́ta ló gbé gbádá ní èèyàn mẹ́ta ló tún lù. Débẹ̀ ni ẹnìkan ló lù, ẹnìtẹ́ni ìsọ nìyẹn. And the string, molo. So, what is the connection of Sákárà and Islamic music? Sákárà is an Islamicized praise song, probably developed in northern Yoruba. We have said this. And while Sákárà was grounded into traditional Yoruba norms and techniques, it was also associated with urban Yoruba, with Muslim contest performers and patrons. Mo sọ léyìí náà pé àwọn Mùsùlùmí ni wọ́n fi ṣe Sákárà ni wọ́n ń lù ni wọ́n ń jó sí. Àwọn tí wọ́n sì ń kí àwọn aláàjì àwọn aláàjà àwọn lọ Mẹ́kà ó bọ̀ ó ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ àsìkò sàrì tí wọ́n fi ń jí wéré nígbà táwọn wà ní kékeré àwọn bọ̀dá Mukaila láti Ṣódẹkẹ́ lábẹ́òkúta bọ̀dá Fàsíù bọ̀dá wọ́n máa lù wọ́n máa ń jí wa láàárọ̀ àwa aláwájí ìsàrí ó gbàgbà àtúgbẹ̀ǹbẹ́ àwa aláwájí ìsàrí o orí wọn fi ń jí wa ń gbà yẹn àti ẹ̀fẹ́ tẹ̀lé wọn gbà yẹn ṣùgbọ́n ọjọ́ kan tá a sọnù lẹ́yìn wọn la padà wálé. So what are we talking about? We are still on the connection. Sákárà musicians such as Abibu Oluwa, popularly known as Oniwaasi, were able to construct patronage networks by incorporating techniques and instruments associated with Islamic practice. Wípé wọ́n rí wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni tó ń ṣe wáàsí, bí olórí ẹlẹ́sìn ni wọ́n jẹ́ ńgbà torí àwọn orin tí wọ́n ń kọ ńgbà yẹn, orin tí wọ́n fi ń dá àwọn èèyàn lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, má ṣe léyìí ìwà àbàjẹ́ ni wọ́n fi ń kọ ní àwùjọ. Gbogbo àwọn kan báyìí ni wọ́n rí tí wọ́n ṣe ń pè wọ́n ní oníwáàsí torí pé kò sí àṣàdà nínú orin tí wọ́n ń kọ lásìkò náà. Kí ni ipa tí Abibu Oluwa kó? Mo ní ìṣẹ́jú mi márùn-ún.
More than that.
Kí ni ipa tí Abibu Oluwa kó tó fi sákárà ẹ̀ kó nínú ẹ̀sìn Islam? Abibu Oluwa's Sákárà music made significant contributions to Islamic tradition in southwestern Nigeria, particularly among Yoruba Muslims. His work blended religious devotion with musical artistry, creating a culturally resonant form of Islamic expression. Nǹkan kan náà la fi ń sọ wípé orin ẹ̀sìn Mùsùlùmí ni pọ́nbélé àwọn Mùsùlùmí tí wọ́n ṣe ń kọ́ jù. Pàápàá jùlọ tí ó lójú ẹni tí ó ń kọ sákárà tí kò ní mọ̀ Kùránì, tí kò ní mọ̀ nípa ẹ̀sìn Islam, nítorí pé bí ṣe ló jẹ́ bí àtẹ̀gùn fún iṣẹ́ orin tí wọ́n ń kọ. Kò ṣeé kọ dáadáa tí yóò bá nímọ̀ nípa ẹ̀sìn Islam tàbí Quran. Tẹ́ ẹ bá wo gbogbo àwọn orin tí wọ́n ń kọ, ẹ wá wò pé báwo ni àwọn bàbá yìí ṣe mọ̀. Ó fẹ́ jẹ́ pé wọ́n ń lọ ilé kéwú pàápàá kan tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní kọ sákárà ni. Torí tí wọ́n bá le, àwọn tó máa gbé náà wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ gbé bákan náà kó lè lọ kó dẹ̀ sì lè tò létí. So, what are the influences in Abibu Oluwa's Sákárà music? Let's continue. Next slide. Lákọ̀ọ́kọ́, Islamic religious messaging through music. His music promotes Islamic teachings, ethics, and values. Secondly, it functions as the function of Arabic and Yoruba aesthetics. Oluwa's music integrated Arabic recitation styles. Wípé ó máa ń ka àwọn Quranic recitation. Ó máa ń fa àwọn àyà nínú Quran. Kí ni àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ tí àyà yẹn kọ́ wa? Kí ni àwọn òjíṣẹ́ sọ? Kí l'Ànábì sọ? Sàrìsọ́lá, kí ni àwọn tí ó tún wà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀? Kí ni wọ́n sọ? Àwọn ànábì lónìrànran, kí ni wọ́n sọ? Cultural preservation of Islamic practices. Ó jẹ́ òpómúléró fún ẹ̀sìn Islam láti jẹ́ kí ẹ̀sìn Islam kó tún fi ẹsẹ̀ rinlẹ̀ dáadáa. Then it also promotes multilingual Islamic identity from the Quran, Arabic, Hausa. Ṣé àpá àwọn èdè àyálò kan wà nínú tá a yá lò láti inú Hausa sínú èdè Yorùbá tí a ti ẹ̀wọ̀n. So nínú sákárà ẹ̀rí èdè Yorùbá ń bẹ, ẹ̀rí Arabic, ẹ̀tún rí Hausa bákan náà. Eléyìí tó túmọ̀ sí pé it reinforces a broader pan-Islamic identity. It also serves as foundation for future Islamic music genres. Abibu Oluwa laid the foundation for later Islamic influenced genres such as Apala, Waka, Fuji. Wípé ó játẹ̀gùn gbogbo orin ẹ̀ ní àwọn tí wọ́n ń kọ Waka lẹ́yìn Apala tí wọ́n tún ṣiṣẹ́ lé lórí. Influential artists like Yusuf Olatunji, Haruna Ishola, Ayinla Ọmọwúrà, Ayinde Barrister built upon this integration of Islamic elements into secular music. Tẹ́ bá wo orin gbogbo àtàgbọ́ Barrister, ẹ mọ̀ pé àgbà àfà ni Barrister. Àgbà tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní fa àwọn àyà yìí, ẹ wò pé kí ló dé? Alájí àgbà á ka Quran, á tú àdìs nínú ẹ̀ pàápàá. Ìyẹn ló jẹ́ wípé gbogbo inú kíní inú sákárà ni wọ́n ti kọ. Èmi fẹ́ sọ wípé èmi ò rò pé nìkan lè kọ sákárà tí ò bá mọ̀ nínú nípa Islam tàbí kó lè ka Quran nímọ̀ bá díẹ̀díẹ̀ kó tẹ̀ lè ka tírà pẹ̀lẹ́ ń bí. So, what is the methodology? There's a little challenge in this area because the study employs a qualitative approach, analyzing some of the albums and a few live performances that are entwined with the fusion of Yoruba and Islamic tradition, as well as conducting archival research. Abibu Oluwa does not have an album in modern LP or CD styles, but produced an individual 78 RPM recordings through ethnomusicology archives. I got about, okay, it's known 5 albums, Macaulay àti Tijani Oluwa, Alhaji Balogun, Ali Oloko, Níjọ́ tí a kọ́kọ́ dáyé, Orin Èṣùgbàyí, Orin Aláké Ọba Abẹ́òkúta represent his full discography and as documented in Historical Music Archives, according to Olaniyan 2014, Collins 2006, Waterman 1990. Cross-cultural messages from these RPMs will add up to the findings of this work, while excerpts from the songs will be presented through thematic analysis. alongside the results to clarify the fusion of Yoruba and Islamic tradition in Nabiboluwa's music genres. This is a work in progress, actually. So I'm still trying to look at some of his works, do a critical analysis. The content will be a thematic analysis. I will analyze, then I will do a translation, and of course, bring out the Islamic devotional themes from his music. So the theoretical framework for the work. Abiboluwa's Sákárà music provides a fertile ground for analyzing cross-cultural interactions, particularly through the lenses of cultural hybridity and performance theory. The fusion of Yoruba musical aesthetics with Islamic religious elements in Oluwa's work can be effectively unpacked using Omi Baha's 1994 concept of cultural hybridity and Richard Sinner's 2002 insight into performance theory. So this theory will build part of the literature and some of the findings of this work. In conclusion, Abiboluwa's Sákárà music serves as a powerful cultural bridge between Yoruba tradition and Islamic devotion. Ó jẹ́ bí nǹkan tí ó so nǹkan méjì papọ̀ ní orin ẹ̀. Okay, àṣà Yorùbá àti ẹ̀sìn Islam òun ló ṣokùnfà àti gbogbo wọn tí wọ́n jáde lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ pátápátá Bárúnà Ṣọ̀lá Ìlà Ọmọwúrà gbogbo wọn inú orin ẹ̀ ni wọ́n fi ṣe àtẹ̀kùn tí wọ́n gbogbo náà ni wọ́n sọ nípa níwọ̀n gbogbo àwọn rẹ́gbẹ́rẹ́gbẹ́ tí Dr. Fádípẹ̀sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan ẹgbẹ́ ilé àwọn mùsùlùmí ẹgbẹ́ mùsùlùmí tó fẹ́ẹ̀ pọ̀ jù nígbà tó ń dẹ̀ di pé àbí káwọn náà pawó ni wọ́n mú àwọn ẹgbẹ́ Olùkí social club ẹgbẹ́ Bọ́ba Kẹ́yẹ ẹgbẹ́ Máyégún Abẹ́òkúta bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. So there are three things that his music served as. Number one is entertainment, kó fi dá àwọn èèyàn lára yá. Èkejì, láti dá àwọn èèyàn lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ nípa ẹ̀sìn, pàápàá jùlọ ẹ̀sìn Islam. Ìkẹta, spiritual reinforcement, kó kàn ń pa fún àwọn èèyàn pé ẹ hùwà tó mọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹlẹ́sìn mùsùlùmí, ẹ má mú kan mọ́kan, ẹ má lu jìbìtì, bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Making it a foundational genre in the development of Islamic musical heritage in Nigeria. His music also stands as a remarkable testament to the dynamic interplay between Yoruba cultural expression and Islamic religious tradition. I said it earlier. So through his lyrical content, performance style, and thematic focus, Oluwa seamlessly blended indigenous musical forms with Islamic devotional elements, creating an hybrid genre that resonated deeply with his audience. Ó fẹ́ jẹ́ pé kò sẹ́ni tó gbọ́ orin ẹ̀ tí ò ní kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kan àbí mi. Òun ló fi jẹ́ pé wọ́n dì mọ́ orin ẹ̀. Ẹ̀yìn àwọn olórin ọkùnrin tó ń sọ rárá ni fọkùnrin ẹgbẹ́ òun Labiboluwa. Ṣùgbọ́n ó ṣe ńlá ni pé orin ẹ̀ ò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ pọ̀ ń ta rárá mọ́. Àwa tá a bá gbọ̀ngàn á jẹ́ pé à gbìyànjú ni. So nídìí èyí, the fusion not only enriched the Sákárà tradition, but also reflected the broader realities of religious and cultural coexistence in colonial and post-colonial Yoruba society. Lákòótán, bàbá yìí ṣe iṣẹ́ ribiribi lórí níta pé ní Sákárà. Ìtàn Sákárà ò ṣeé sọ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá láì dárúkọ ẹ̀. Bá a bá ṣe ìwádìí kan àti ìdárúkọ ẹ̀ níbì kan bí a fẹ́ kọ nípa tá a bá fẹ́ kọ nípa àpàlà níwọ̀n yìí sọ tá a bá fẹ́ kọ nípa Àyìnlá Ọmọwúrà, àṣẹ lórí Àyìnlá Ọmọwúrà, àṣẹ lórí Yusuf Ọlátúnjí àti Bàbá Lẹ́gbàá gbogbo ẹ̀ kò sẹ́ni tí ò ṣì ń padà síbẹ̀ pé iṣẹ́ tẹ ẹ̀kọ́ lọ́dún 2022 tí mo rí fáàsì ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Abiboluwa ń bẹ̀ kò síbẹ̀ ṣe fẹ́ ṣe nítorí ló fẹ́ jẹ́ bí òpó mílíọ̀nù fáwọn orin tó ń kọ lásìkò yìí. Nídìí èyí ẹ ṣeun gidi ẹ ṣe tẹ́tí sí mi. Thank you very much.
Ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀ ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Bákẹ́nẹ́. That was a beautiful presentation. And I have taken about 5 questions down for you. Be prepared, please. I may have to be taken to the court tomorrow by Professor Saida. I didn't know when I am through with my questions. Without wasting our time, because we don't have much time anymore. I will go to the third presenter, Dr. Toyin Segun Onoyinka and Mustafa Olalekan Rufai. They are presenting online. You have the floor, sirs.
Hello, Dr. Rufai.
And they are speaking on the title, The Therapeutic Influence of Sákárà on Mental Health.
Dr. Rufai. Hello, Dr. Rufai.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, you have the floor, sir.
Okay.
You have 15 minutes, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, sir.
I want to thank you most warmly for for the sessions we've been having. It's a pity we've not been able to join before now. I am from Federal University of Ekiti, together with my colleague, Dr. Toyin Shegun Onoyinka. We shall be presenting a paper at this conference on therapeutic influence of Sákárà music on people's mental health.
Hello, sir. Dr. Mustafa.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Ẹ lè code mix ọ̀rọ̀ yín. Ẹ bá fi Yorùbá sí because
Okay.
àwọn Sákárà band wà ní bíbá yẹn. Ẹ máa mix ẹ papọ̀.
Okay.
Ẹ ṣeun gan sà.
Inú mi dùn for that. Mo ń gbọ́ yín o. Inú mi dùn pé àǹfààní wà fún wa láti sọ èdè abínibí láti fi
ṣàgbékalẹ̀
nípàdé. Now, àkọ́kọ́ orin Sákárà, mo ti gbọ́ táwọn èèyàn earlier presenters sọ nípa orin Sákárà. And broadly speaking, orin Sákárà gẹ́gẹ́ bí indigenous orin abínibí orin ilẹ̀ wa. Ó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé àwọn tó kọ àbíbòlùwà tán sọ ń sìn Yusuf Ọlátúnjí tí wọ́n kọ orin yẹn nígbà yẹn àwa sì kéré àdèmá rí táwọn àgbàlagbà yẹn máa ń bọ̀. Tó dẹ̀ bí iṣẹ́ yìí nìyẹn torí lórí rédíò ńgbà yẹn wọ́n máa ń ṣe program kan wá ní Arẹmọtẹ́. Tó bá ti ní Arẹmọtẹ́ yẹn àwọn orin tó dàbí blues àwọn òyìnbó yìí wọ́n máa ń play. Àwọn èèyàn máa ń lò láti pé táwọn bá rórun sùn, táwọn bá ti ń gbọ́ orin tó kùlù yẹn àwọn á sùn. So orin Sákárà jẹ́ ìkànnú àwọn orin ìbílẹ̀ tọ́lọ́ wá ní kó bí àwọn orin tó kù. Gbogbo àwọn tó ṣe fújì lénìí, for instance, ara Sákárà, the men of them today, and they pay homage. Even Baba Barrister tá lè sọ pé creator Fuji, ó sọ nínú orin ẹ̀ kan pé one of the interviews ẹ̀ tí mo wò, wọ́n nígbà tó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ Fuji wípé àwọn orin àti tó ti wà ńlẹ̀, èmi ní jùjú ní o, èmi ní Sákárà ní o, lòun máa ń kọ́kọ́ ń kọ kóhun tó kọ Fuji. Ìyẹn lórí sọ pé who can tell me the meaning of Fuji music is a combination of Afro, Sákárà, high life and what have you. That was how and that is buttressing nǹkan tí àwọn tíwájú ti sọ pé Sákárà òun ló bí Fuji, kò dẹ̀ sí irọ́ nù ẹ̀. Nǹkan tí wọ́n fẹ́ fi kún ní pé àwọn tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ ṣáájú wọ́n sọ nípa religious functions Sákárà music. There is also the social functions to perform. For instance, rẹ́kọ̀dù Baba Ọlátúnjí tó fẹ́ popular jù, though that can be contested, but tó fẹ́ popular jù ni tó fi kí Adébísí Èdíòsèrè, màmá tó ṣe kú yẹn, socialite tó ṣe kú yẹn ní Abẹ́òkúta, wípé yegede wọn ò gé o, ẹsẹ̀ tó pé wọn ò gé láàfin rìn yìí o, Ọlọ́run wọ́n láwọn tí wọn tí and ìtàn tó sọ yé wa pé Yusuf Ọlátúnjí was originally a Christian. Àwọn tó ń kọrin fún tó jẹ́ Muslims ló influence bó ṣe wá di Muslim. That is just as a way of introduction. Tá bá sọ nípa indigenous music, before I go into my paper proper, indigenous music holds deep cultural, historical, and spiritual, and also social significance for communities around the world. Ó dẹ̀ cultural identity pé ká má sọ lẹ́nu, ó pẹ̀lú nǹkan tó wà nínú Sákárà music. Now to my paper. Lákàkiri àgbáyé, global towards art-based mental health interventions, especially where formal services are limited. African traditional music, long used for emotional expression and psychological resilience. This is according to Aluede, Ogisi, and Okaka 2023. And the need to document cultural rooted non-pharmacological strategies within Nigerian context. Background to this study here. There are some, in COVID-19, for instance, there were non-pharmacological things, like nose masking and what have you. So Sákárà music in this context is a non-pharmacological strategy towards addressing some mental problem that people could have. What is the research gap this study wants to fill? Nigerian scholarship fixates on Western music therapy or commercial fusion or juju. Sákárà music, we want to agree at this panel, is under-examined. And that is a major reason that major motivation to lead the study. Kí ni èrò iṣẹ́ yìí? Èrò iṣẹ́ yìí ni pé, that is the aim, is to illuminate Sákárà's capacity for emotional catharsis, hormonal bonding, identity affirmation among adult Yoruba listeners. Kí objective sí paper yìí? A fẹ́ tọpinpin bí Sákárà, orin Sákárà, bó ṣe jẹ́ bí ìtùnú, a release emotional stress, so she creates emotional relief and social cohesion. Then, ìkejì ni pé Sákárà affirms Yoruba cultural identity. Then, what are research questions? How do listeners describe psychological effects of Sákárà? And in what ways does Sákárà music foster connection and identity? Conceptually, we want to look at emotional catharsis, hormonal bonding, and cultural identity. Basically, this theory is based on focused discourse theory, which sees Sákárà as a vernacular truth-telling, stress, and morality. And also, Sishena's performance theory, which talks about performances as liminal healing rituals. Then integration foregrounds as embodied by therapy. Sákárà, kí ni àwọn nǹkan tó ṣe kókó nù Sákárà? Sákárà music emerged in early 20th century. And Sákárà, like it is said earlier, orin yẹn Sákárà ni. Ìlú kan wà tó ń pè Sákárà. Dr. Bakene in his presentation ti fi ìlú yẹn hàn wá. Ó wà ó round báyìí. Àwọn ní Fújì náà ń lù. Orúkọ ìlú yẹn is Sákárà. Then part máa lo Sákárà náà, a máa lo gòjémọ bíi dùrù. Indigenous dùrù tí àwọn báyìí máa ń fọ́n gbà yẹn. Then what kí ni lyrical motives Sákárà music? Morality ó ṣe pàtàkì ní ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn messages tí Sákárà music ń sọ, because without morals, bí pé kò sí àwùjọ ni. Then ó dẹ̀ máa ń rán wa létí pé àjò láyé, we talk of mortality. Àjò báyìí, every mortal will die, and that's some of the reasons tí àwọn olórin yẹn tán fi máa ń ṣí àwa èèyàn létí. Then endurance, about get rich quick and what have you. Wọ́n máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ against ẹ̀ pé ẹ̀mí gígùn ló máa ń sọ̀yà. A máa rí eléyìí nínú orin Yusuf Àgbàlagbà. The functions of Sákárà music, like I said earlier, includes cultural, and it's also for navigating psychosocial challenges. Most especially pé there are some radio programs tí wọ́n ti máa sọ pé àrẹ̀mọ lè sọ pé àrẹ̀mọtẹ́, wọ́n lè sọ pé kásùnláyọ̀. Wọ́n máa fi àwọn music yẹn síbẹ̀ ní play Western blues music. Wọ́n yẹn máa ń ṣe nìyẹn. The methodology, kí la ṣe kó àwọn kíní ìjọ. This study is anchored on qualitative interpretive design in urban and rural Ọ̀yọ́, Ògùn, that is Yoruba communities, and 23 purposefully selected adults tán ti níbi ókè tọdún 5 engagement pẹ̀lú Sákárà la lò fún iṣẹ́ náà. Báwo la ti gba information tá a ṣe gba àwọn tá a ṣe kó àwọn tá a ṣe kó nǹkan jọ? We use structured interviews àti participant observations níbi àwọn à ń ṣe ìjáde òkú ni festivals ni àti naming ceremonies wọ́n ti máa ń play àwọn records yẹn. Then thematic analysis map codes into catharsis, bonding, identity triad, and dual theories. Kí ni ìyọ jáde? Finding 1, emotional catharsis. Lyrics like ikú tó ń pa ojúgbà ẹni àbí tó ń pa ojúlówó ènìyàn. What does that do? That ìyẹn trigger ìrántí, ká rántí wípé ẹni tí ó jáde láyé lénìí, like I said mortality earlier, ẹni tó jáde ní wọ́n ní ikú tó ń pa ojúgbà ẹni ń pòwe fún ni àbí ikú tó pa ojúlówó ènìyàn, ta ni ẹni yẹn ò lè mú lọ. If we look at the fact that those who matter in the society, in terms of riches, in terms of wealth, who were in existence yesterday, where are they today? And essence àwọn ìrántí báyìí in the society ni pé to serve as the checks and balance, that if you amass all the wealth in the world, where are you going with them? Látàyè gbogbo àwọn tá a bá nínú history, wọ́n ṣe lówó tó máa ṣàkànkan Musa and what have you. Their riches didn't go with them. And if we imbibe this spirit, perhaps it will make the society a bit more decent for us. This get rich quick syndrome will reduce. This rituals for money and what have you will reduce. This fraud in government, in personal. If we look at our society today, trust is missing. And that's because many of us, or many of the youth today, think more of today than any legacy they want to leave behind. Listeners articulate music as indigenous therapy where counseling is absent. Tí àwọn ará àwọn èèyàn tó jẹ́ pé irú orin Sákárà yìí láwọn tó believe nù ẹ̀, tí wọ́n bá wà a bit depressed, bóyá gbèsè ló wà lọ́rùn wọn ni o, sickness kan ni o, oúnjẹ ni ò sí o, tí ọkàn wọn bá fẹ́ máa porúurú, ẹlòmíì á fi orin sí láti tùnú. Irú nǹkan yẹn oògùn ò lè ṣe, kò sóògùn òyìnbó tó lè lò tó lè ṣe. But tó bá lò tó play music yẹn tó reflect on it, ó máa ń bring relief. Then communal bonding. Performance spaces become participatory. For instance, tó bá yẹ kó social circular wà, tó fi orin tá a mọ̀ sí, before you know it, ẹni tó bá mọ orin yẹn bí ò tiẹ̀ mọ̀ á ti máa jó sí rhythm. Ó lè máa pàtẹ́wọ́, ó lè máa mírí, ó lè máa mí ẹsẹ̀, ó lè máa kọrin along with them, ó lè join kó bá wọn kọ́, ó lè in a way á máa fọkàn bá lọ. And when you do that, you are engaging with the community. Ká má ṣe tún wá sọ pé kán máa kí èèyàn, kán bẹ̀rẹ̀ oríkì ẹ̀, kò sẹ́ni tí nílẹ̀ Yorùbá kò sẹ́ni tí wọ́n lè kí. Dr. Fadigba tó wà ń bẹ̀ yẹn, my friend, I know he has worked on Àyìnlá Ọmọwúrà. When I want to speak with him, I want to tease him, mo lè ju orin Àyìnlá kan sí. Whatever the mood he is, wherever he is, ó máa bá mi kọrin yẹn délẹ̀ ká tó ṣe ẹ̀sán kan tá a máa sọ. So it happens like that when it brings about some level of bonding. In class, when I want to give a ginger or I want to swag bá ọmọ mi, màá kàn mú orin indigenous orin kankan ni, àwọn kan wọ́n like ẹ̀, bẹ́ẹ̀ máa mú àwọn àlejò tó máa like yẹn. At least it will create some warmth and it will reduce boredom. Drum kit instantly shifts manners to smiles. For instance, tí àwọn tó bá gbọ́ lù, tí wọ́n bá sọ kọ̀ǹgọ́ sí ìlú tó ń lù nílùú ìlú yẹn, in most cases, àwọn èèyàn máa ń bá wọn kọ́. Then identity affirmation. Younger urbanities cite Sákárà as a bridge to ancestral wisdom. It reminds me that I'm a Yorùbá. Tí kò síbi téèyàn lè wà, social psychology là ń pè. Téèyàn bá gbọ́ orin tó jẹ́ tiẹ̀, wọ́n olórúkọ ò ní gbórúkọ ẹ̀ kó má yẹ tí téèyàn bá gbọ́ orin tó jẹ́ tiẹ̀ á yẹ bẹ̀ wò. And at that point in time, whatever tribulations, whatever momentary imbalance then yẹn lè máa suffer àti ẹ̀kọ́kọ́ gbé tì náà. Music transmits proverbs and cosmology, nurturing ontological security amid modern discussion. 1, it confirms traditional genres as effective moral identity forming systems. This is in line with what Komalafe 2018, Aluede 2023 found out. Performance, healing ritual, music collapses therapy into everyday cultural practice. Sákárà embodies indigenous discourse on faith.
Dr. Rufai.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Rufai, sir, you have 3 minutes left.
I'm about finishing. I'm about rounding up.
Implications
and recommendations. Implications and recommendations. 1, we are advocating that we should integrate Sákárà into community mental health outreach and trauma recovery. And this is in line with what World Health Organization 2019. We are recommending that society should support indigenous musicians as cultural therapists through funding and recognition. It should not be about hip hop and what have you. That's why I'm happy that irú àwọn ọmọ Yusuf Olatunji go take to it. Look at what Muslim Haruna Ishola is doing. Pẹ̀lú record, pẹ̀lú pé we inherit orin bàbá ẹ̀. There is one particular music Muslim Haruna Ishola, Soyoyo. Ẹni bá follow indigenous music, á mọ̀ pé bàbá Haruna ló ti kọ́kọ́ kọ Soyoyo yẹn. Bàbá dẹ̀ kọ Soyoyo yẹn gbà yẹn, it was a hit song. Ìgbà tí Muslim náà kọ hit song, in fact, album yẹn ló launch Muslim. We are also recommending that we should extend research on Apala, Waka, Ijala, embedded traditional music in school curricula for early resilience. For instance, à ń ṣe indigenous African communication system. Tí indigenous music tó bá pẹ̀lú topics to be taught there and even practicalized, I think it will not be a bad idea. Then conclusion and takeaways. Sákárà, culturally congruent, psychosocial resource, challenges Western-centric mental health models, and underscores value of local art forms. Calls scholars and policymakers to harness indigenous music for sustainable, holistic well-being in Africa. Essentially, this is a paper that we still need to develop upon, but in brevity and in summary, that is the modest presentation. Thanks for giving us the platform. Thank you.
Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀, Dr. Rufai, ẹ ṣé gan ni o.
Thank you, sir.
Before we proceed to question and answer and responses from the panelists, I would like the Sákárà band to perform for just 5 minutes. Thank you, sir.
Bí kálá pàtà òkú, wọ́n ó máa rìn, wọ́n á máa yan níṣojú àrùn.
Ẹ ṣe àlùlà fọmọ olórin àkàlà fọmọ onílù àjọbẹ ẹkú fọmọ oníjó. We have questions. If you have now to the audience.
To the audience.
Please, if you have questions, we are almost out of time. Thank you, sirs. Okay.
What's Sákárà? What's forward Sákárà? Led by who? Yes. Wàsíù Babátúndé Akànjí.
Ẹgbà. Any ìbéèrè? Okay, any other questions? Okay. Read.
Thank you for your presentation, Mr. Bakri. Do you know any connection between Sákárà music, Yoruba ritual practices, and such as ancestral venerations and masculine tradition? That's one. He said, can you please share the name of Sákárà musician? Okay, Sákárà music here. Are they based in Ikorodu by any chance? Okay, and another one, can you talk about the difference between Sákárà drum God keep Goje.
Goje.
Yes, they always seem to play together.
Yeah.
And the other one is just more like Sakara seem more predominantly nature. And they are native, for example, of female pregnancy insurance. It's a question. Does wheelchair open mind? No. So there are two questions. Whether from male to related general, whether you have a vision of female, and to Mr. Bakenen, he's trying to ask about the connection between Sakara and Yoruba traditional practice.
Sakara and Yoruba traditional practice.
Like ancestral veneration and masquerade tradition.
Well, because Sakara, I think it's, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, you can.
Let me try answering the question. Sakara music and ancestral veneration. Okay. Well, Sakara music is a Yoruba genre. Ancestral veneration is also part of Yoruba culture. How do we venerate? If you listen to Sakara music, when nígbà tí especially Baba Olatunji tó bá ń kí àwọn èèyàn nígbà tó bá ń kí àwọn èèyàn jàǹkànjàǹkàn bóyá wọ́n lọ bá wọn ṣe bóyá òkú ìyá wọn àbí òkú bàbá wọn wọ́n máa ń dárúkọ kinní kan ọmọ kinní kan. Because the reason why
before they even appeared on the stage, they would have enough information about their patrons, the person that invited them. And during their performance, they are bound to mention lineage names, as in go back into history.
So wọ́n ti máa ọ̀tọ̀ ẹ̀ tó máa ń sọ bí àbí torí ó lójú ìdílé nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tí wọ́n lóòṣà tí wọ́n ń ṣe.
Ó fẹ́ máa sì.
Ọmọ eléégún, òrìṣà oko, oníkẹ̀lẹ̀dẹ́, Ògún, wọ́n máa ń líǹkì wọn mọ́bẹ̀.
Ó fẹ́ máa sì bí ìṣúwọ́ láti cover. Yes, that's right.
So
I remember his volume 7. Volume 7 was dedicated to a particular Igunoko Adelanwa. So a particular someone that is a very devout Muslim according to Baba, and at the same time a devotee of Igunoko. Any other question? You have diploma.
Doctor, yeah.
Was presenting talking about the way
Sákárà. Okay, Ben.
I expected maybe
okay.
Or
Them should
to show
demonstrate how it is. Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n.
They can
àwọn kan máa lo bí
wọ́n máa demonstrate ẹ̀rí wọn á jó ẹ̀rí wọn ṣe ń gbẹ́sẹ̀.
They will certainly demonstrate after we left here. Another session is supposed to come up here 12:30, so there's no way we can take up others' time here.
And this is just like the musical instrument, the one called violin.
Anyways, at an informal discussion about 2 days ago, I disagree that our own things, for instance, this is our African, this is Yoruba. It shouldn't be paralleled with anything Western or anything from elsewhere. It is us. It is not violin. It is goje. Goje is goje.
Maybe violin. Maybe they copied from this.
They may even have copied from us.
Copied from me. Seriously.
It is high time we stop equating our things with theirs.
I think
we cannot afford to continue to subject ourselves to Western ideas.
Okay.
Ìjọ ló bá sábà sọ ìlú tán ìlú yẹn sí àgbàpẹ́ wọ́n ti mú orúkọ ìdílé ẹ̀wà pẹ̀ Sákárà music Sákárà. Now, wọ́n ní Sákárà yìí ti wà. Ṣé àwa làṣẹ ní torí ẹgbẹ́ àwọn Haúsá wọ́n máa ń dúró kí ni wọ́n lè máa ẹ̀kọ́ ni tó jọ irú ohun tá ẹ̀kọ́ yìí wọ́n kì í ṣe ẹ̀mí tó ń sáré. Ṣé àwa láyé ìlú ni àbí àtúntò aláṣẹ náà? Rárá sá, ìlú yìí ìlú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Torí ìlú yìí àwọn ọmọ ìtọ́jà wọn máa ń pè ọ̀ṣà. Kí ló dé tó máa ń fi ní?
Ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ yín.
Ọ̀ṣà lélẹ́yìí.
Isha actually means sport.
So, àwọn ọ̀tọ́lẹ̀ máa ń lò, wọ́n máa ń lo awọ ewúrẹ́. Tó bá lo awọ àgbò, ó ti máa ń le jù. Tó ti yé sà, but awọ ewúrẹ́ torí ẹ̀ náà bàbá máa ń gbogbo ewúrẹ́ tó fọ̀ bí èèyàn. Torí pé kí ni tí ewúrẹ́ bá àlè ìwé ewúrẹ́ ká lóye tó bá ti káwá fa awọ ẹ̀. So, a máa wá fi bo fọ́ọ̀mù ṣàlẹ́ lójú. Àwọn akọ́kọ́ fi ojú so, ibi tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ pẹ̀pẹ́ ni. Àwọn bàbá wa tún fi láàbù. So, àwọn àgbẹ̀ ṣoṣo. Kó tó di pé àwọn ìgbẹ́ tó sì wà ní tútù. La máa fi pẹpẹ yẹn sí, a máa fi kàn. So,
Ó lè tó giri.
Máa ní binding wire ta máa ń lò láti protect amọ̀ yẹn pé a tún jẹ́ kó ṣarajọ. In case pé bóyá òun lọ́wọ́ amọ̀ yẹn wá pọ̀ wọ́n á sì mú dání tẹ̀sí máa fi ṣe nǹkan yẹn tán ó wá ṣe ṣìkẹ́ wá ṣe ìjì. Ó dẹ̀ ṣe wà yìí ó lè rọ̀ tí ó máa ń bá wẹ́dà ṣiṣẹ́. Irú bá ṣe wà nù èsì ẹni tó gbọ́n ó lè lọ fomi síka tó dùn. Tó bá jẹ́ òun mú náà ta wà ń ta ó lè le tí wẹ́dà bá tutù náà òun náà á rọ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n tó bá rọ̀ yẹn wọn bàbá wa kọ́ wa pé inú máa ń gbóná so a máa kì sínú aṣọ báyìí. Àwọn bàbá wa ló kọ́ wa bẹ́ẹ̀ a máa kì sínú aṣọ báyìí tó bá rọ̀ so ooru mú ó máa jẹ́ kó le. Tó ti yẹ ìsà ṣùgbọ́n tó bá dàbí pé bóyá ó wà lọ́wọ́ àwa rí omi a lè fọwọ́ ra nígbà èyí ò sì tẹ́jú o ti ṣe nígbà wọn tí mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ṣẹ̀ wọ́n tẹ̀ báyìí ṣe lórí ìlú. Orílẹ̀ so àkọ́ra fún wọn àwa Yorùbá la ní bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ Haúsá wọ́n máa fi ń jíwèrè torí bàbá tèmi ló lù fún Fọláfíjà ọ̀dẹ́ fásitì Ṣọlá Sọ́ni onídọ́là so bàbá mi máa ń ṣe lójú ní gbọ̀ngàn tẹ́lẹ̀ yìí náà kò kí ń ṣe igi àpò ní tó máa fi ṣe kéèké ẹyẹ torí pé àwọn onífújì àwọn táwọn máa fi ṣe ìpínlẹ àwọn màálù so ìlú wọn máa ń dàdé ìwò ṣùgbọ́n Sákárà mi tí ó jẹ́ tiwa gẹ́gẹ́ bọ́n ṣe fáwa kò gbọ́dọ̀ lé jù gbọ́dọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ jù so igi yìí òun làwa máa fi ń àwọn olè fi àtúnyẹ àwọn onífújì máa fi ń gbé àlẹ́ sẹ́nu so bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lórí fújì kó ṣe gọ̀ǹgọ̀ sẹ́nu kìíní ẹ̀ báyìí ìgbìmọ̀ máa ń lò.
Bọ̀dá ṣé Sákárà tí ẹ̀yin lò fún orin Sákárà ṣé òun ni àwọn Wasiu Ayinde onífújì ń lù fún fújì wọn? Ẹ má bínú ẹjẹ́ ìfẹ́ lè fún pé ṣé rántí pé ní 1988 nínú Sunsplash Wasiu Ayinde sọ wọn kan tí mo dì mú ó ní wọ́n kọ Sákárà wọn òòlù mọ́ Àyìndé Wasiu mi ò ṣeun kò kọ Sákárà sí rẹ̀ lára nísẹ̀yìn o gbogbo apáta o la tún wá ń lù sá dákúmọ́ kíyèsí orin yẹn wọ́n lọ bí àwọn àgbàlagbà kan àwọn tó jẹ́ fan Barrister ni ẹni ó wá ní lóòótọ́ as far back as 1978 Barrister and Kollington and others left Sákárà drum nǹkan tẹ́ sọ́ọ̀tì wá jẹ́ kó wá sí mi lọ́kàn pé ṣé Sákárà yìí náà ni àwọn Barrister sílẹ̀ tó tún wá padà sígbà tí Wasiu Ayinde pé àkíyèsí wọn sí.
ṣe rí ọ̀rọ̀ bàbá wa irú Sákárà kékeré báyìí kọ́ lọ fún ẹ bá wo inú àgbọ̀ wọn bàbá Yusuf Ọlátúnjí àti bàbá ìyá gbẹ̀rùgàrí Sákárà yẹn máa ń tóbi.
Ó tóbi ju eléyìí lọ.
Àwa táwa bá ní ká máa wá tó bẹ́ẹ̀ àwa ọwọ́ wa ò lè ràn torí ẹni pé oní bàbá lẹ́gbàá tó jẹ́ bàbá ni ó ga ó fẹ́ ó jẹ́ ni tó tóbi ó máa ń kó nìyẹn lẹ̀lẹ̀ bí pé ó gbé tó ti yẹ yín so ọwọ́ ẹ̀ ka àwọn bàbá yẹn àwọn ní fún dídẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí ló náà ti máa ń tẹ̀lé lóko ṣùgbọ́n àwọn bàbá yẹn wọ́n máa ń yọ ọwọ́ fún Yorùbá torí ẹ̀ ní wọ́n máa ń kílẹ̀ àlétí kò sóní bí àwọn bàbá yẹn mọ́ àwa kàn ń gbìyànjú ni ọ̀sọ́ nílùú kò sẹ́ni tó lè fa gòjé ọ̀wọ́n bàbá yẹn bọ́ kò sẹ́ni tó lè ṣe gòjé ọ̀wọ́n àwọn tó bá bàbá yẹn ṣe gòjé kò sẹ́ni tó lè ṣe.
Ǹjẹ́ ó ṣeé ṣe ká fi ìbà ilé ẹ tún ti dá mi ilẹ̀ kò sẹ́ni tó lè ṣe gòjé á jẹ́ pé gòjé tí gòjé lè ó yàtọ̀ sí táwọn bàbá yẹn.
no máìkì ló máa ń jẹ́ kí gòjé tún gòjé ọ̀lẹ́ lójú yẹn ṣe gbọ́ ẹ̀ gòjé bàbá lẹ́gbàá tẹ̀ ń gbọ́ máìkì tóun náà bá wọnú máìkì ṣe ti ọ̀dà sáà so ṣe rí gbogbo nǹkan ayé àtijọ́ ló ti ń padà sẹ́yìn ẹ wo ọmọ ìyá wa mọ́ṣe bímọ ẹ wò gbà tán gbìyàn ẹ wò gbà tán súnmọ́ ọkùnrin ọmọ sí yìí sí ló ti yàtọ̀.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni báwa.
tó ti yẹ yín gbogbo nǹkan ló ti padà gbogbo ẹ wo àwọn pé bóyá iṣu kìíní kan ẹ wo tẹ́sítì iṣu tá a máa ń jẹ nígbà yẹn ẹ wo tẹ́sítì iṣu sí gbogbo nǹkan ló ti padà sẹ́yìn gòjé tó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ìrù ẹṣin náà máa fi ń ṣe ìrù ẹṣin àwọn irun ara ìrù ẹṣin yẹn ẹṣin tó bá ti gbó dáadáa wọ́n wá gé wọ́n á mú ìrù ẹṣin yẹn ẹ mọ̀ pé ìrù ẹṣin máa ń ní irun ara ẹ̀ ó máa ń gùn so tó bá ti ká ọwọ́ báyìí tó ti yẹ yí ó ti tó ṣe gòjé ọwọ́ báyìí náà máa fi wọ̀n ṣùgbọ́n láyé sí àwọn ẹṣin ògbó tó
Thank you so much. People for the next sessions are already outside. I think nǹkan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé discussion yìí máa continue níta, á tún continue lórí tó ń bọ̀. We have serious work at times. Yes. A lè jẹ́ kó ṣeé ṣe fún òyìnbó fún èyí jí Kampala lọ tó wá lọ ń ṣe tán tó wá ń tà fún wa. Èmi ìjọ tí mo mọ̀ mi ò tètè mọ̀ mo ti ra bíjì mi tó mọ̀. Pẹ̀ sunkún mi ò ní ra mọ́. Ẹ mọ̀ mo sọ wípé bá mi ra Kampala lábẹ́kúta àbí mi ò sọ fún mi ò ní ra mọ́. Èmi ò ní wà lára ọmọ àlè.
Wàhálà ti wà tó ń sìn. Gbogbo tí Adéjọkẹ́ ẹwà èdè tó bá
Thank you so much for coming. Ẹ ṣé àdúpẹ́ o. Oya ìpínlẹ̀ fún aláṣẹ. Ìwọ máa lọ
Thank you.